Hello and welcome to this video. First of all, a very warm welcome to all the new subscribers that have subscribed to this channel. Hello. And you might be wondering, if you are a subscriber, why you haven't heard from me in about a month, and there's a very good reason for that. I had this idea about mapping Crannogs, and there wasn't an established tag for it on OpenStreetMap because nobody else, as usual, has thought about mapping them systematically. There were a couple mapped with name Crannog, but that's not how we do it. So I wanted to introduce a tag, and what you have to do for that is you go through a proposal process. You don't have to. You can just introduce a tag and use it and, live happily ever after. But because I'm doing these videos, I can't tell people to use a tag that hasn't been approved. I have done in the past, but I feel a bit uneasy about doing it. So I thought I'll do the right thing, go through a proposal process, which is all described in the wiki here. And all going well, it takes about 4 weeks from the start of the proposal until it is approved. It's at least 2 week discussion period and then a 2 week vote period. So I did that, and the proposal was rejected yesterday. For reasons that have nothing to do with me really, but that's just the way it is. And the thing is that once it is approved, like I had Historic Creamery, if you remember, if you were following me back then, Creamery, I proposed that some time ago, I can't remember, last year I think, and then in the info box on the wiki you see this approved, the status is approved. So I got this approved. And the other historic one I had approved was Ormstone, historic equals Ormstone. But then through my the voting process really for the Crannog proposal, the community realised that they hadn't even approved the historic key, which is the top key of all of these. So if you look at the historic page on the wiki, you see that the status is de facto, which means it is being used, and it is very widely used. It's over 1.5 million occurrences of it. And that might not all be used correctly, but that's how many times it is used, but it has never been approved. So one of the reasons why my proposal was rejected is that the historic key isn't approved. So someone else has gone and proposed that now, so we have to wait, as I said, 4 weeks. And then I can go and try again with the Crannog. Meanwhile, I have mapped Crannogs with the tag that I had proposed, and that has been rejected, so I have to change that now because I'm technically not allowed to use it anymore. But I have found a couple while mapping in County Cavan, and that was one of the reasons why I suggested we started mapping County Cavan, because there are a lot of lakes there, and I know there were going to be Crannogs in it. And a lot of them are recorded, but not all of them. So I have found, I can't remember how many, potential Crannogs in County Cavan that aren't recorded in the National Monument Service, and I didn't map them as Crannogs because they haven't been confirmed as Crannogs. I just mapped them as islands in the lake or whatever, and I left a note with all of them so I could find them later on, because it's impossible for me to remember all the locations. So and because I didn't use the same note for all of them, the same wording, the overpass turbo query that I'm using, if you look over here, and I can blow it up on the screen as well, it uses the tilde instead of the equal sign. So node tilde Crannog means it looks for anything that has Crannog in the node. And I presume they're all going to be written by me, because there aren't a lot of people mapping them or looking for them. So if I run this now, it should only be Cavan, I think. Maybe not. I don't exactly know, but Cavan looks like this drumstick kind of shape. So it could all be Cavan, just about. The 3 that I have reported to the National Monument Service, I can't remember. The first one could be this one. No. I probably won't find it now. It was on the east shore of a lake. Or here maybe, yeah. So I reported on the 5th of October, and I'm still waiting for today is the 22nd. I'm still waiting for the National Monument Service to get back to me. It was much faster when I discovered the enclosure in Tipperary in May they put it on the map the same day, and I got a message back the next day saying, yeah, it is an enclosure. It's not a ring fort. We can't confirm it's a ring fort, but it's an enclosure, and it's a recorded monument now. For some reason, it takes longer with Crannoakes or with County Cavan. I suppose they have to look at them on site, and it's much more difficult to look at things in a lake than in a field because you need a boat. But there are 13 now that I have. There are potentially unrecorded Crannoakes in County Cavan, and that's only County Cavan. I didn't bother looking in any other counties because I'm mapping the buildings, so that's what I'm doing. I'm mapping the buildings in County Cavan, and I started around the lakes, and these are the ones I've found so far. I might look for another county with a lot of lakes next, we'll see. But there's still a lot to do in County Cavan. So that's why it's taking so long. I have about 3 or 4 videos planned for Crannoakes with different angles, but as I said, it could be 3 months until I can start filming, because I don't want to film and use the wrong tag and then go back and having to edit everything. I have recorded one already. I'll have to redub it or something because I was too excited about it. I couldn't hold back. But that's why it's taking so long. I'm very sorry. Maybe I'll come up with some other topics that I can map. If anyone knows of any threshing areas in Ireland, because that is apparently something you can map as well, and I would be very interested in doing that, but I haven't found any. So if that's something you have in your area, it's not too far from Kilkenny, because travelling is also getting difficult now with all the rain. So that would be one idea, if there are any publicly accessible threshing areas in Ireland. But that's all for now, and thank you for listening to my worries, and I'll see you hopefully soon in the next video about something heritage. Slán!